Pecos Valley Bassmasters, and how you doing this morning?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Have you been doing any fishing non-tournament related, just like go out and...
I have not done any fishing non-tournament related. So our last tournaments, of course, were last weekend. I think they were last weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Brantley, and we covered all that last Monday morning.
Yeah.
I thought about going Saturday. My dad wanted to have like a little jackpot Saturday, but Pam and I had scheduled a garage sale, and I decided not to leave her there by herself.
That was probably one of the wisest decisions you've made recently.
I usually don't make those wise decisions properly, but I think I made that one. Properly. So anyway, we didn't go, and my dad didn't get anything put together, so I don't even think he went. But no, haven't fished any. We've got our next club tournaments coming up the end of this month. They were actually scheduled for this weekend, but when we wrote the tournament schedule back in January of this year, originally we had 4 one-day tournaments at Brantley Lake, scattered over the summer, April, May, June, and July, or May, June, July, and August, and they were just Saturday tournaments. And so when we wrote our July schedule, we had back-to-back weekends. We had a Saturday tournament at Brantley, and then we were going to Fort Phantom Hill on the 16th and the 17th, which was the previous 2 days from today. But as we looked at that, one of the things we changed was we changed midstream having 2 one-day tournaments at Brantley. So we had back-to-back tournaments last weekend at Brantley, and so I talked to our tournament director, who has the authority to move tournaments around, and said, maybe we should bump that, because that way guys, that we wouldn't have back-to-back weeks. And he said, yeah, I think so. So we originally bumped it to this coming weekend, but then we had some guys text me and holler at me and say, hey, I don't know if I can make that one, and there's also something else going on, blah blah blah. So they said, could we move it to the last weekend? So that's what we've done. Our next 2 tournaments are going to be one days, as they all have been this year, with that one exception at the beginning of the year. But they're individual tournaments, Saturday and Sunday. You can fish one or both.
Is that this Saturday?
No, a week, 2 weeks from Saturday and Sunday. So the 30th and 31st.
30th and 31st. Yep, you are correct.
30th and 31st at Lake Fort Phantom Hill, just north of Abilene, for those that may be listening or watching and don't know where that's at. We started fishing that lake 2 or 3, 4 years ago. I can't remember exactly when, but we were able to fish it during COVID because Texas lakes were open, whereas our New Mexico lakes were not. And really good lake. It's not a huge lake. It's one of the smaller ones. Well, I was going to say it's one of the smaller ones we fish, but it's probably mid-sized for the lakes we fish. And we've had some really good tournaments on that lake, so I'm excited about getting back over there, because I think it looks like it's going to work out where I'm going to be able to fish that Saturday. I'll be back in Artesia Sunday for church, but that Saturday, as it stands right now, I personally am planning on trying to fish that. I know we've got a bunch of our I think it's going to, even though it's 4 hours or so away from Artesia, which almost all our lakes are, I think we're going to have a really good turnout. I know some of our new members from this year have told me they're planning on going. Another one that has been fishing with somebody else has his new boat in place, and I think he's going to go take his own boat, which may mean he may take a non-boater with him. So I'm excited about it. I'm hoping we have at least 10 boats. I don't know if we'll do that or not, but I'm hoping we do, and I'll be one of them on Saturday anyway.
According to the state of Texas,
yep,
the current lake level, the conservation pool elevation is 1,635.9 MSL. Fluctuation moderate to severe, sometimes prone to long periods with dropping water levels.
Texas, like us, has been in a drought this last year. A couple 3 years ago, everything flooded in Texas, and all the lakes were absolutely flooded, and some of them were even at levels of, I remember Breckenridge, which is Hubbard Creek. There were thoughts there that they couldn't let the water out fast enough out of the dam to get down the river because it was so full. And so now it's kind of the reverse. The lakes are getting havoc wreaked on them by the drought. But I know Fort Phantom Hill is still fishing. There's lots of tournaments going on over there, so even though it's probably down, it'll still be a good lake for us, I hope.
It says their aquatic vegetation is stargrass, bulrush, pondweed, smartweed at full water levels.
Yeah.
So, do bass favor those types of vegetation?
I don't know specifically about. I don't think the bass care what the kind is, but they do like vegetation. So any kind of grass or weed in the lakes along the shorelines, or even out in the lakes. I mean, some of these lakes have grass that grows up and makes mats. It gets all the way out of the water, and they really like that stuff. Yes, the bass like it. They can set up for trapping. They hide and then they come out and snag bait fish or our hooks.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And let's see, Hubbard Creek really has some good grass on it, where we've had some guys that just have killed it in the grass. They put heavy weight on, and they break through the grass and catch those fish down under the grass. And I think Fort Phantom Hill is similar to that. All those grasses you talked about and weeds, it's just good vegetation. It's good for the fish. Now that says at full lake level, and I'm sure I don't think it's a full lake level, but yeah, that stuff's good to fish in. Of course, I'm just not a very good fisherman, but I'm not a real good fisherman in heavy grass. I just haven't ever done it enough with the heavy weight and poking through it to get good at it. But like I said, we've got some really good anglers in our club that know how to do that, and they do exceptional on those lakes that have that heavy grass.
I'm going to tap the link for current fishing report.
Yeah.
And July 13th, excellent.
Good. Like to hear that.
Water stained, 84 degrees, 4.47 feet low.
So not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Yeah.
And this is from the 13th, so this is about 4 days.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days old.
Yeah.
White bass are on structure in 10 to 15 feet of water.
Okay.
Biting blade baits and the Maindell all-purpose lure. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
Okay. Consistently worked off the bottom. Look for hybrid bass.
Okay.
15 to 25 feet of water, trolling deep, diving crankbaits over the main lake structure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want either one of those type of bass to bite my lures. Stripers, I think, is what they're calling hybrid. Or, striper bass, and then the white bass. What does it say about largemouth?
Let's see. Channel catfish are spawning along riprap banks. Fishing baited holes with a bobber and stink bait can be effective.
Yeah, I don't want to catch those.
Largemouth bass are being caught in shallow to moderate depths around cover.
Yeah.
And this is reported by Clayton Los Respect the Fish Guide Service.
There you go.
So, and that was as of the 13th. And of course, it'll be a couple of weeks still before you guys get down there. But if there's any kind of rain or anything in the lake doesn't go down any further than what it is, then you might expect similar fishing conditions. So,
well, the largemouth bass that was talked about there, that's pretty indicative of how you fish them on any lake. You look for structure, docks, rocks, trees, grass that we talked about, weeds, cattails, different kinds. And like I said, that lake has been really good to us. We were talking about it this week. My brothers and I and my dad had something. I don't remember what we were all together. Oh, it was this last Monday night or Tuesday night. Anyway, we had supper together. Families got together, and we were just sitting around talking about it. And Jeff was talking about, my middle brother was talking about Fort Phantom Hill. We were talking about that tournament coming up, and he reminded us about the fact that the first tournament we fished here, the smallest, every team, it was a team tournament, this was 2 or 3 years ago, caught over 20 pounds in there for their limit. That is a good, when every team does it, that's really good. The fishing was really good. And that was the first time we'd ever been there, so everybody wanted to go back instantly. They were like, oh man, because it was,
go back.
And I wasn't there, I didn't fish that tournament. But it is a good lake, and so excited about getting to get back over there. It's just north of Abilene, I think 10 or 11 miles, right off of, what is it, 20, I think, or whatever that interstate is. But looking forward to coming back through there. I'm going to be down in Granbury, Texas that week. My granddaughter's birthday party and our annual vacation is around the 27th of July. And so my intentions are I'm going to go ahead and pull my boat down there.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get on the water at Granbury or lakes around there, and then come back through that Friday, and my wife and daughter and everybody will come on home, and then I'll stay the night and fish Saturday, and then come home Saturday night. So looking forward to it.
It's 2 one-day tournaments, so if folks are interested in jumping in on this particular tournament, they can go to, is the website the best place to go?
pvm.club. Yes. If you haven't already joined, you can join there. Just click the Join tab and Join Now tab and fill out the information, email it in, and I'll be in contact with you shortly. I'll be sending out I'll be working with David Rutherford, our tournament director, and even though I'm going to be out of town this coming week, I'm going to be working with him to get all the information out either Sunday evening or Monday morning to all of our club members. For that tournament, we'll get the invoices sent out, and for those 2 one-day tournaments, it is individual. So the boaters will be fishing against the boaters and the non-boaters against the non-boaters. It is 2 one-day tournaments, as you said, and so that's the deal.
So you could either fish on Saturday and come home for Sunday, or you can fish on Sunday, but you have an opportunity to be in a golly, it gets to 10 o'clock and both of our phones are...
I know, our phones are going crazy, both of us.
Going crazy on that. Very good. We'll check out the website, and if you have any questions, the contact info and everything
all there
is there on the website.
Yes.
Well, you didn't, Jeffrey didn't get your order for the special drinks from Kith and Kin, but I've got a 1.21 gigawatt waiting for me back there.
A 1.21 gigawatt.
White Lotus, lemon lime syrup, cream, and pea flower tea.
Interesting.
So these
There's
are
a lot of stuff in that.
Lotus Energy drinks at Kith and Kin Roasting Company. We've got some sandwiches here if you're welcome to dig in that. We've got some coffee here. And as always, we really do appreciate Rob and his crew for taking care of our crew, even though I think they on purpose didn't have Jeffrey's drink when Tana picked up the order today. But Jeffrey finally figured out how to get somebody over there to get his drink.
There you
and so he's good to go. And you can check those out at Kith and Kin in downtown Artesia. If you want some really good coffee and gourmet sandwiches, you can check that out. One of these days I'll have to go fishing. The last time I went fishing was I was like this tall and went with the dad, and we went over to the Mississippi River, and I threw the bobber in, and I think I caught something this big, and thought this is a waste.
And that was it.
You know. But some people really enjoy it. They enjoy the time. They enjoy getting away from everything and just the water and the challenge.
It's a big pastime.
It is.
Just fishing, just for fun, is a big pastime.
That's
Fishing
right.
tournaments is too.